happy Friday. We have an early one this morning because my guest, Anna Kim, is tuning in all the way from Korea, and I'm super excited to have her here today. It is late for her, but early for us in the United States. So I hope everyone who's tuning in has either a cup of coffee or a hot cup of tea. I don't know what you guys drink in Korea at nighttime, but hopefully it's something good.
Maybe tea. During the day,
Tea?
it's always iced Americano here for Koreans, but during the night, I think tea, probably water, I think.
Gotcha. Well, Anna, thank you so much. It's been such a great pleasure getting to know more about you. I was really excited when we had our initial conversation, and I'm really excited to have you share your story because one of the things that I like to do is highlight, the differences among countries, how manufacturing is, what sort of challenges there are. So, can you just give us a backstory to who you are and how you ended up in manufacturing, as well as how you ended up in manufacturing in Korea?
Sure. It's my pleasure. So first of all, I'm from Sweden originally, and I'm from a very small town in Sweden called Filipstad. It's like industrial town, 12,000 people. And my parents, they worked in it's a kind of a bread factory, like a crisp bread factory. So they work with manual machines.
Okay.
And then later, in my teenage years, I summer job there. So that was my first real hands-on with machine. So like controlling a manual, like picking the bread, so it's in order, and the packaging. And then fast forward. So before I moved to Korea, I worked for the government, unemployment officer. So actually, I helped people to, kind of find jobs. And one of the projects actually was because there's a lot of unemployment, and in Sweden you need a lot of CNC operators. So so I was in charge of that project to find people for that education, to get them become a CNC operator, and that was really interesting. So my major, I'm in psychology in university. So I just ended up here basically. And fast forward to now, I met my husband, who is in the industry. So he's an engineer and YouTuber in Korea. So they make content on manufacturing, selling. So I got really inspired by him, and that is on the way. I think this industry is really amazing. I think it's the future. So that is, fast, short intro a little bit.
So what does your husband do in the industry? Did he start out as a CNC machinist and then?
So he was a technician. So initially, so he was actually a graphic designer and totally changed his path into, repairing machines with his partner. And so fast forward 10 years, now they started the YouTube channel during the COVID time. So it was a really good timing, to making content about machinery. So it's everything about, how to fix the problems, machines, also software, the CNC software, things like that. So that is on the way.
That's really cool. I think YouTube is one of the best channels to go to if you want to learn how to fix something. And there's a lot of YouTube videos coming up here in America around like CNC machining. And it's great to see even women who own their own CNC shops are creating their own channels and showing the types of parts they're creating. So it's really fun. Well, tell us a little bit about Machinery World and how you ended up becoming the CEO of that company. Like, what does Machinery World really focus on? I know it has a longer name than that. But what does it focus on, and what are some of your main responsibilities?
Definitely. So the main focus is to introduce high quality Korean technology within the manufacturing to the global market. And so at the moment, like you saw, we have the Rezent Plasma Technology. as I mentioned. And we actually recently also made a deal with another company, a Korean company called Chemtech. That's been around for over 30 years in Korea. And they make machine tool parts like high quality, like chiller, coolant chiller and stuff like that. So yeah, just introducing, because I think they have a really quality, high potential. So that is what we're doing. And I started the company in January this year, and of course I was nervous. It's nervous.
Yeah.
Opening a company, it's my first time doing that ever. I haven't, a company, but it's very fulfilling. I think it's just an amazing and dynamic industry to be in. And also, it comes with a lot of challenges as well. Being a foreigner and a woman in Korea as well. So it's very dynamic, I can say.
Can you give us a glimpse of what the state of women in manufacturing is like in Korea? So here in the United States, we represent like 33%, between 30 and 33%. And it's kind of a misleading stat because it doesn't really go into details about the types of fields that women are. So when you focus on like CNC machining, the percentage is less. There's a lot more women coming up in welding nowadays. Like we're working on it, but slowly but surely we're getting there. So what is it like in Korea? How many women are involved?
There is a long way to go. Korea is quite behind in that. My experience when I've been going to the shops, you never see a woman operator. And mostly when I met companies, maybe they work within marketing, but usually they are the assistant, or they also never have a higher position, like a leadership role. So that's why I really want to see more women. I think there are also engineers, but they tend to not excel, just entry level. So yeah, there is a lot of work to be made, especially in Korea.
Was it a challenge for you to start the company with that kind of dynamic there? So like how do you get what is the word I'm looking for? How do you get, retrieved, or, when you go into a business meeting, how is that interaction? Like, do you get taken seriously?
That is also that we can talk a lot about, this different culture and different things, from definitely being Swedish. We're Swedish are very, equal. There's no like hierarchy. I am Anna, you are Megan, and we are talking and more straightforward. But here, I mean, the cultural sense, there is a hierarchy. So if you are senior, you let the senior talk first. There is a lot of like respect, like that. It's a very, very different. Definitely is different, but I am very lucky because my husband, he's in the industry here, so he has been able to lead me and also help me to understand the Korean, the Korean society and how it works. But yeah, I'm still learning.
Absolutely. So one of the things that you're responsible for as the CEO of the company is developing these global partnerships. And, I'm interested in knowing how like your experience within psychology and also your experience of starting your own company and being a foreigner in Korea, like how are all these things helping you really be that individual who can bring global partnerships together and help make your company successful?
First of all, I always loved global global environments. I always loved that since I was a child. In my at school, English was my favorite topic in school. And I just love to communicate with people, to hear their stories and connect. And I think also, many people, oh, you are a foreigner, it can be negative, but also it's positive because I'm different, so people, oh, she's different. So it also gets some more attention. And like that. So definitely, I think being different is not always bad in this case.
Oh, I think it's always a good thing. Well, how has your experience with like psychology really helped you with your leadership skills?
You become an understanding of others, and also understanding that listening to others, especially the clients and your partners, you have to listen and you have to read between the lines what they really want, because initially when you have a product, something, it's very easy to talk, oh, this is good, talk, but you have to really listen to the person in front of you. So I think psychology actually has helped me a lot to understand people more, and then the fact that actually listen. So yeah.
We do have a LinkedIn user here. Your settings are not letting me know who you are, but I just pivoted my career into HVAC controlled panel assembly. It was a contract job that didn't last long. I think career pivots should be embraced because you never know what you'll run into and what you'll enjoy. I do want to ask you about, the strategy that you have to really get behind scaling brands across different regions, because one of the things that I like to say, so I think different cultures can connect on like music and food and dancing and laughter, but I also think they can connect on manufacturing. I think it's just one of those global things that can bring us all together, even when we have like differences in language and culture. So how do you strategize scaling brands across different regions and bringing those different personalities together?
Like I said, I think you have to be really, listening well and understand the market and the client and the partnerships that you're talking. Really listen to them. What is their issue in their country, in their region? Because I think one of the mistakes that you do is, oh yeah, this works in this country. Oh, it works in Sweden, right? So it would work in Korea. But actually it's very different. So I think that you have to listen well and do your research and, really connect with those people, definitely.
Are you doing anything in terms of trying to recruit and attract more women into these types of fields there in Korea?
I try to always, connect, especially like on social media. I try to inspire and talk about the industry, and talk about, the Korea, the manufacturing industry, and try to really attract. But I think it takes a lot of time, and it definitely for the Korean people, I think also they needs more role models, role model. Because one of the problems is also in Korea that many people, the English level is not high. So we need to have more women coming in Korea that can speak up and look at my working, so that people, they can think this is actually possible. I can actually do this, I think still there is a little bit mindset, manufacturing is it's a little bit dirty. It's like a man job.
Yeah.
So still, so definitely there needs more women. We need to say hello, here we are. We need more women, definitely, in the
Are
industry.
there any groups in Korea that kind of support women and set them up with mentors, or provide them role models?
Actually, so I joined a community recently, I think in January, Global Women in Korea, and it's founded by my dear friend Laura Walls. She's a professional who's been living in Korea for 16 years, and she's originally from Spain. So she's been seeing everything, experienced a lot. So it is a community where we share experiences, opportunities. There is workshops, and we are also planning actually to have mentorship offers for women. So I think right now we are under 400 members, who is growing. So it's really exciting. I haven't met many though in the manufacturing yet. So I'm really looking for the more women who are interested in that. Mm-hmm. So I'm really trying to, come here, connect with them,
Is there a disconnect between the type of education that women are getting over there and the types of jobs that they're pursuing? Because I know that was one of the big issues here. Mm-hmm. We weren't really promoting these opportunities to women and like encouraging them to join. And a lot of women that I've talked to here in the United States, especially from the older generations, they were like, I kind of just fell into it by accident. Mm. So now we're trying to like make it more of a purpose-driven pursuit. Is that pretty similar to what's going on in Korea?
I think actually there are, university and schools and engineering. So I think actually the school and get the theory is quite easy, but then in the reality to work is very different. Actually, I had an experience. So I went to the hairdresser to cut my hair, and then I talked a little bit with her. And it turns out that she was a machine engineer. So she studied machine engineer, but she gave it up sadly because it was hard. It was not enough opportunities for her. And that is what the Korea have to make more opportunities for women in general and support them more. So definitely there is a lot of work to do. Yeah.
Do you guys have any ideas on how you're going to resolve, especially within the leadership? Because here in the United States, I think it's like 1 in 4 women are in top leadership positions. And I don't know if you've heard of the broken rung concept, but if women miss that first opportunity of promotion, it's harder for them to move up the ladder in a company. So are there any like ideas or strategies that you're trying to build over there to really help women pursue these leadership roles and actually attain them?
Actually, it's just showing them that, like, open this world of manufacturing, actually show them that this is an incredible opportunity. Manufacturing is a huge opportunity to make them, but many people are unsure. So we need more examples. We need more women coming forward. Also education, also the government, they need to be more supportive and understand that this is a very important matter. So what I do, I always try to, no matter if I see someone has an interest as a woman, I always try to talk with them about it. Like, this is, why not? Why not? You can do this. It's actually possible. You can pursue it, career in manufacturing.
So how do women within manufacturing really help with global partnerships? Like, why is it important to have more women within the industry, especially when you want to scale on a global level?
Yeah, first of all, women is amazing. No, but I think we need diverse. We need more diversity, more backgrounds, more opportunities, and women have a lot to offer. We have a lot. So just go for it. I think there is a lot of opportunities, as I've been saying. So, yeah.
So what are some of the things that you're currently working on now, whether that's, trying to get more women in this space, or what about your company? Like, what are some of the things that we should look out for?
So first of all, like I said, we just had contact with a company called Camtech in Korea. So we're just going to sign with them and it's going to represent them to also take their products to the global market. And also recently with Rezent Plasma Technology, we're trying to scale abroad. So find nice partners to work with that actually want to work with us in their region. So that is actually our goal, or that what we're working on right now. In terms also for women, the global community in Korea is I'm very passionate about, women's rights and women's opportunities. It's something close to my heart. So I'm really, trying to push it more and show up that actually, in manufacturing or whatever field in Korea, it is actually possible. You can get here. You can be successful. So I'm trying to push that.
It's refreshing to hear that it's not just happening here in the United States, but I just read something on LinkedIn. So one of my connections, Aaron Prather, he works for the Standards Organization for Robotics, and he just shared an article on a robotics team in Afghanistan, and it's an all-women's robotics team, and it was talking about how they're still trying to teach robotics after their education rights got stripped. And it's just like, I don't understand like why we're trying to take that away from women. So it's always interesting to hear like the different experiences and stories in other countries, and just like how important it is to really get women involved in some of these areas.
Because for me it was like, because coming from Sweden, who is very, I would say, more advanced in the gender equality, and we see examples like Sandvik, where a lot of the the high people, they're women, and they have so for me it was definitely coming here, it was definitely of a culture shock for me. Like I was, there's not more women here. There's a lot of work to be done. Definitely.
Yeah. And you had the guts to start your own business, which I think is really cool. So can you explain that? Like plasma technology, you went from studying psychology and then into plasma technology. How were you able to, set yourself up for success changing from that type of it into plasma technology? Because I haven't heard about plasma technology in a while. So like, why is that technology specifically?
So, because this actually, like this weather in Korea is very hot, right? It's very, very humid. And there is a lot of problems with the coolant spoiling, bad smell, and then it's very hard to work conditions in the machine shops. So definitely, like my husband, we have many partnerships and connections, and one of them that reached out, they are the manufacturer of this company, and they really wanted to work with us. So we checked many things, and one of the things I really love about it is, it's environment friendly. So, it's not pollution, it's just ionized air. So that's how it works is, so the device that we have, it blow ionized air into the mixing tube and into the coolant, and then actually kills the bacteria and sterilize it. So the bacteria disappears, there's no bad smell, and then you can use the coolant, a lot longer. and that means a lot of cost savings. So I was really blown away by it because, environment friendly and also cost effective, things like that. So I was really impressed by that, definitely.
That's really cool. I like hearing about the different things that people are doing, different areas of the world. So, if you could give one piece of advice to young women entering this field, what would that be?
Be confident, first of all, and believe in yourself that you can do it. Okay. There will be people around you that will like say, "Oh, should you really do that? Are you sure about that?" If you really want to do this, if you really have a passion and you feel ready, you should go for it. So I would definitely advise you to actually, meet up other women in the industry or connect. I would say networking is very important to connect. And it doesn't need to be a woman, in the same area. Like we connected, I'm in Korea, you are. So I think LinkedIn is a really good tool to connect with people in the same field. So
Yeah.
that is definitely my advice.
I think one of the people I want to introduce you to is Allison Gralis. So she started Women in Manufacturing here in the United States, and they just started a bunch of international chapters, and she has had events in Europe now, and they've grown quite significantly. They're celebrating their 15th year anniversary this year in Chicago, and I'm super excited to attend that event. But that would be, I think, a good organization to maybe connect with and talk to, especially, with the percentages of women in Korea so
Definitely.
low in some of these fields.
Yeah, definitely. That would be amazing.
So I'll have to introduce you to Allison. And the thing about it is it's not just for women, like men are part of that organization too, but it was very fun attending one of their summits and seeing only like a handful of men and then everyone else was a woman, because it just shows like how many women are in this actual industry and doing great things. It was a lot of fun to see that. Well,
it's great.
Actually, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I follow, the US a lot, and I follow a lot of amazing women, some as you. And I think what you're doing is really inspiring, for the industry. And I think that, we have to make it here as well. So,
absolutely. Well, Anna, is there anything, that you're really excited about, either, trend wise that's coming up in the pipeline over the next 5 years, or are there any like materials you're interested in exploring? Like what are you most excited about for the future?
I mean, definitely, I think more like innovation, sustainability, and more, environment friendly, and more, I love robotics, so I'm very interested about that robotics in the future, and optimization. So I think I'm excited, and I believe that this industry definitely is the future. It's manufacturing will always be there in some form. So I'm just really excited to be a part of it, and just go with it.
We do have Frank on here. He says, "Hi, Megan. Good morning from Tennessee. I love Tennessee, Frank. I'm jealous that you're there." And he said, "Good morning. I'm joining from about 25 miles from Alaska today on a conditioning." Hi, Hank. Tell Peyton and Aiden I said hello. Well, how do you, Anna, personally stay motivated and forward thinking in such a fast moving field? Because I know that there's a lot of people who kind of struggle with burnout, and they think that they have to get everything done all at once or stay on top of trends. Like, what is your strategy to kind of have
I think that you have to have a balance. You have to, because of course, as a business owner, you always think you're like a business for me, and then sometimes I get an idea, I have to do this, but you have to kind of slow down and balance and try to get some rest, because you have to imagine, if I work too much, I will be burnout, and then I cannot do much. So I'm trying to. But in Korea also there is something called pali pali, fast. So they like work a lot. So working. So it's clients can, for example, even though it's weekend, they call Saturday, like, so it is a totally different. So you have to make like structure in your mind. Now I have to slow down. So this day or this is only for me. So it's very important to have that structure, because it's very easy to just go, like work a lot. So I'm just trying to stay.
I know that you and your husband have a YouTube channel, and you talk a lot about, your Swedish background, and then how you guys met, and then your son is on there as well too. How does, filming that YouTube channel really help you connect, not just with like your Korean audience, but also your Swedish audience, and really help them connect with?
Yeah, it's really, it's really incredible. I think, with online, the social media nowadays, you can reach so many more people, and you connect with so more. So it's very rewarding, to share our life, our stories, and then also to be able to help someone, because I think there is a lot of, recently Korea is quite hot topic. Many young people, I would say, especially in Sweden, they are really interested to go here or study here or work here. So if I could be, the voice of advice and showing them how it really is, so, and also sharing with the Korean or the Swedish culture as well. So I think it's really incredible, and I'm really happy that we've done that, because it's very rewarding.
I feel like sometimes the media paints a negative picture with certain areas of the world, and I hate that it does that, because I just feel like there's so many beautiful places. Like, what is your favorite place or thing to do in Korea?
Oh, there are many beautiful places. I think Korea has is so nice. The culture, the music, and also the coffee culture. So one thing that is very nice is that wherever you go, even if it's 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. at night, you can still go to a coffee shop if you want. It's still open. Even delivery food is like quick delivery, like post service. If you're ordering something online, it can come within the same day or the day after. So the service is really, really convenient. It's really, really great. I love the coffee culture, and I think maybe because I'm Swedish, but I love just going, exploring new coffee shops, seeing new places. So Korea is definitely a very beautiful place to go to, and I would recommend anyone to come here if they're interested.
I would love that coffee culture, because here you don't get coffee at 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes that's just Frank Lamb said the food, and then Jeffrey said, I just retired from project management in the US to Mexico, and I'm training to operate a CNC router in my daughter's workshop. Thank you for sharing your story. That's awesome, Jeffrey. I think that's really cool. Well, Anna, this has been such a great conversation, and was there a question you were hoping I would ask and I just forgot to ask?
No, I think that we did everything very well. I'm just very happy to talk to you and connect with you and share our stories. And I hope with that, if any women see this and they get inspired, I think that that's the goal. I really want to make this in machine manufacturing is the industry for women as well. No matter where you are in the industry, if you are within marketing or sales or engineering or operating, we need more women. We need
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to ask too, from anyone in our audience, like if you're looking to mentor someone, connect with Anna because she is looking for mentors for women who are out there in Korea. And I think having a global mentorship is just as important. We have the technology to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I really hope there's women in Korea that watch this and get excited about the opportunities, and hopefully they pursue that. But Anna, if anybody has any questions for you, what is the best way for them to connect and get a hold of you?
So they can go to my LinkedIn. I can share my LinkedIn profile or my email. I can also share with you. So, I can share it. But LinkedIn definitely, I think, is the best.
I will put that in the recap article. So anyone tuning in next week, I will have a recap article. I'm trying to do more content because I just like writing. So I'll include all of your contact information.
But I would love to reach out to connect with you, all of you. Feel free to ask me any questions or mentoring, whatever. I'm happy to.
Do you have any plans to visit the United States or anywhere in Europe for like an upcoming trade show? Like, do you attend?
Not yet, but I really, really want to. So let's see what happens. But I really, really want to go. Let's work for it. Let's work for it.
You should try to get to emo in September. That's coming up in. Yeah, you should try to get to that one. I was hoping to go to that one, but I guess it's not going to work out, which I'm really disappointed about. But hopefully sometime in the near future I get to come to Europe.
There will always be something new, so you will get opportunity. So let's see. I hope to meet you also in person.
Yes, I would love to maybe come out to Korea too. That just sounds like an amazing place to be. And awesome.
There's a Simtos exhibition we have every second year. So I think next year there will be a Simtos like a machine big manufacturing exhibition here in Korea.
I'll have to look into that. Definitely will enjoy the coffee culture out there at 10 o'clock.
Definitely.
For sure. Well, Anna, thank you so much for joining Mavens of Manufacturing. I really appreciate it. To all those who tuned in, I really appreciate you coming on early in the morning to hear Anna's story. I love sharing everyone's story, and I think it's great that we can connect on technology like this. So, Anna, again, thank you so much for sharing your story. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned. I have a great message from my merch sponsor, Fresh Horizons. They're awesome. They're family owned. And if you need to add some spice to your branding, make sure to connect with them. Have a good one, everyone. Bye. This episode of Mavens has been sponsored by Fresh Horizons Group. Fresh Horizons Group is a family-run company that was founded on the premise of helping organizations and businesses better tell their story through high-quality branded apparel and promotional items. Freshen up your brand by contacting Fresh Horizons today at freshhorizonsgroup.com.